Hey there. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, man. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you have had a fantastic week and things are going good for you because we all know we could use some good vibes. Oh boy. I'm actually super excited about tonight's stream. And it was very impromptu, was not prepared for it in the least little bit, but I threw everything together. I think it's going to be okay. But by golly, we're going to give it the good old college try here. I just got to finish some social media posting. Paste. Post. Oh, wow. So, yeah, a little bit of backstory as to why I'm doing this instead of Legend of Dragoon. So, I sold my FrameMeister. I ordered a RetroTink 5X. It'll be in within the next couple days, but unfortunately not today. Um, and to recoup some of the costs, because after all, I am trying to run this like a business, and I had to sell something so I could get something a little better. So I sold my FrameMeister, was not expecting it to sell as fast as it did, which is cool. I don't mind that. Dang it. Why won't. No, 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 no. Bad. My phone will not. There we go. Good grief. Anyway, sorry. So I did not expect my FrameMeister to sell as quick as it did. The awesome thing is it sold local. So if you're the person who came and picked it up, I hope you enjoy it. It's a really awesome tool. Nothing wrong with the FrameMeister. It's just I think the 5X is going to suit my needs a little bit better. So anyway, um, I don't have a means to pump my PS2 into my computer to stream. So therefore, I do have a really awesome product here that I've been tinkering with for probably like 6, 8 months now. And of course, that is the Mister FPGA, which isn't technically the product. The product is anyway. It's an open source project that some really awesome people in the community have gotten together and just kind of collaborated, poured into each other, and given us all a open source free software hardware emulation. Now, the difference between hardware emulation and software emulation, so like most of your emulators you probably have on your computer are just software emulators. It's a series of software that basically plays the ROMs of the game and does the best job that it can to replicate the hardware that was inside of your NES or Super Nintendo. So, where hardware emulation comes in is it's actually a chipset or FPGA, where it's a programmable chip. So essentially, you can take it, you can run some code in it, and it acts as the hardware itself. The big pro with this is it is virtually lag free. So with software emulation, you're always going to have a little bit of input lag. The biggest thing I've noticed is audio lag. That's more prevalent in games like Mega Man, where you'll be shooting and the sound just doesn't quite sync up with the video as well as it should. However, with hardware emulation, everything is real time. The only input lag you're going to have is through your USB controller and the actual digital display that you have. Usually there's anywhere between 5 to maybe 7 seconds of input, or whew, that's bad. Not 5 to 7 seconds, 5 to 7 milliseconds, which equals out to about a frame and a half of input lag. and that's actually sustainable input lag. That's not variable. So you're not going to have a section of the game where it's running really, really good, then laggy, really, really good, then laggy. It's uniform throughout. So truth be told, even expert players probably can't make the distinction of, 1 millisecond of input lag on a flat panel display more than your average Joe. It's so low latency that usually it's not even an issue. However, some people will probably argue with that, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion. So let's break down and kind of take a look at what is the Mister FPGA project. So over here in my browser, I have the GitHub page displayed. So this is where you'll download your software updates, your installer, all that stuff. It is here on GitHub, and they actually have this super awesome little page that kind of breaks down what the Mister project is. And essentially, like I said before, it uses a readily available board called the DE10 Nano from Terasic. And it's a pretty common board. Price increase has just happened on those due to, supply shortages just like all over the globe. But it's not terrible. You can actually get the board for about $180, which we'll go over a little later. So the DE10 Nano actually has a HDMI port built into it, and some other little features. So essentially, the biggest thing you're going to need to do is take a micro SD card, install the installer from the GitHub page. It'll walk you through it. It installs the operating system on it. You plug it in, and you're up and running. However, there are some kind of technical stuff that goes along with this. With any open source project, there's always a little bit of tinkering that can be done to give yourself a better experience. So, though the DE10 Nano actually has a gig of DDR3 memory on board, it's not quite fast enough and doesn't quite work as well as it needs to for some of these older consoles. So to kind of make up for this, there is a little pin on the back side here. You can't see it in this picture, but you can get a stick of RAM that plugs into the board, and they come in different flavors. I think there's a 32 kilobyte, 64 kilobyte, and then a 128. Honestly, you're better off just getting the 128. It's not that much more expensive than anything else, and it'll let you do anything that the Mister project throws at it. So you might as well just equip it with that. But talking about some of the other add-ons that you can do, the GitHub page actually has kind of a list of some of these products. So you have the SD-RAM board, which I just talked about. You have an I/O board. So this is actually this top board that sits on top with the VGA port. So that is not a VGA signal. That's the same connector, but there's a little bit different signal processing and stuff that goes on behind the scene. So you can actually use this for an analog connection. So if you have a CRT, like a PVM, that will accept component inputs, you can plug your cable into that VGA port and the other side into your PVM and actually play on a CRT, which is freaking awesome and actually what I'm going to be doing tonight. But, woo, that was loud. But anyway, so as well as the VGA port, you have a your 3.5 millimeter audio jack that's right beside it. So if you want to plug in headphones or plug this into some other kind of external sound system like a sound mixer, you can do that and control it on the fly. You also have a Toslink or optical mini. So you could plug this in, plug it into a receiver, something like that. And then you also have your HDMI, which you can just plug straight into your computer monitor or your capture card. Today, I'm actually going to be dual outputting my Mister. So I'm going to have the VGA port coming out into my PVM, and then I'm simultaneously got an HDMI cable going out to my capture card, which makes this a super compact, like beefy retro gaming, like just unicorn right here. The fact that you can do that and play on your PVM and stream just makes this so awesome. So anyway, alongside the getting ahead of myself. So you have a RTC board, and what that does is it has a little like CR32, like the little like thin batteries that you can also plug onto the board, and some of the cores or consoles or computers will use that in game. So if you're playing like Pokemon Gold, Silver, Emerald, stuff like that that has the real-time clock in the game, this will store all that data and you won't lose it, and you'll actually be able to use some of those functions in the game, which is very handy and very awesome that they were able to include that. And then next down is a USB hub. So as you can see, this very bottom here has quite a few USB ports on it. And you may think like, geez, that's kind of overkill. But you can take multiple controllers, plug it in, play multiplayer. One person can play on the flat screen. The other can play on the CRT, have your own independent monitors, and be able to game it up. Or you can look up some of the other third-party stuff that exists for this project. One I'm going to plug here. This is not any sort of paid sponsored thing. It's just a really awesome company. The owner, Pork Chop Express on Twitter, is a phenomenal dude. Super awesome. And he has a online store called Mister Add-ons, and it's dedicated to everything you'll need for your Mister project. So he also has a link to the GitHub, the forum, news about the project. I mean, he's really went above and beyond to try to help you have a one-stop shop for everything you might need. So if we go over here to the shop, you can see you can buy the, where is it? You can buy the DE10 Nano, $180. Like I stated before, you can get your SD RAM, $60. And then you can just grab a generic USB hub. I believe it's the old fat style ports that are on this. Yeah. And it just plugs in, gives you 2 or 3 ports. If that's all you need, that's awesome. It'll get you up and going. Under the price of anything analog has to offer, you can have a FPGA based emulation machine. And it'll do way more than an analog console will, because again, you just have all of these consoles, even classic computers. You want to do a Apple II, you got it. I mean, you just go in, Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum. I mean, there's so many old school computers, and then the consoles, everything from the Vector X all the way up to like the Game Boy Advance. And you can play on your NES, you can play Famicom games. Same thing with Super Nintendo. You can play Super Famicom, Mega Drive, Mega CD, TurboGrafx, PC Engine, even PC Engine CD games, which blows my mind that you're even able to do that. And then also you can play stuff like the Sega SG-1000, you know, things that just never hit America. Now you can experience and have fun with. And I have definitely logged a lot of hours just kind of going through all the random games, playing stuff I can't even read, which is honestly a really fun kind of experience to have, especially when you're like me and you grew up with all these old games. Now you can add so much more to your collection, and it's almost like rediscovering the console. They also have some other stuff like arcade cores. So me and a buddy of mine grew up and we went to this daycare together, and they had an arcade cabinet called Knights of the Round. And I bet me and my buddy had beaten that arcade machine 100 times. I mean, it was like every day we played that. We played Afterburner. We played Mario Brothers. I mean, just so many things. And a lot of these awesome arcade cabinets you can put on your Mister and play it. And you can even hook up your own if you have the USB arcade controls. You can plug those in, have the time of your life, experience all this stuff again. And again, all of this is out of this kind of like restorative nostalgia where we love these things when we grew up. And sadly, a lot of these consoles, a lot of these arcade cabinets, they don't work or they were thrown out, destroyed. And it's getting really expensive to be able to enjoy all this stuff. Well, with a Mister, you're able to just kind of plug everything in and it acts just like the arcade, just like the console that you grew up with and love. So anyway, back to Mister Add-ons. Another really cool feature with this is you can get a Bluetooth adapter and like your 8BitDo controllers, you can use those. They work awesome. There's little crazy stuff like this DC splitter and power switch. So there is not a native switch on your DE10 Nano. I found that out the hard way, and you got to unplug and replug if you don't have an I/O board with an on-off switch. And this just makes it a lot easier. Not to mention, if you get the USB hub, where to go? Where to go? I know he has them. Aha! Right here. If you get the USB hub, it'll come with the splitter. And that's super awesome. So you have one cable running to power both your USB hub and your DE10 Nano. You can get that VGA to component cable I was talking about earlier. You can even get a Wi-Fi adapter. And the really cool thing about this, I haven't personally done it, but I've read up that you can essentially access your DE10 over the network and remove, install, like make changes to files and configurations all over the network. So you don't have to worry about breaking your micro SD card. You don't have to worry about like the slot going bad from wear and tear. That's a really cool feature. Plus, you can hook it up to your network and run scripts. It'll auto update. That's what I installed on mine. And yeah, the auto update feature is super cool. I don't have to sit there and go to the website, download the latest release of a core or the actual like operating system itself and install it, put the SD card back in the system. You just do it all over the network and it makes it super easy. And then he's actually got two kinds of I/O boards. So you have your digital I/O and then you have your standard I/O. Your standard I/O is going to be the one with the VGA port. The digital has a full-size Toslink or optical audio port on it. So you're able to just use a regular optical cable. I think there's a couple other things. Basically, I recommend going with the standard just because you have the extra flexibility of being able to plug that cable into a PVM. I've also seen some VGA adapters for this thing that will actually allow you to output S-video or composite. So if you have like a regular CRT, like a consumer model, like what's behind me, you'd be able to just plug it in your composite port and be up and going. Another really cool thing with this whole ordeal is Serial Native Accessory Converter, or SNACs, or SNACs, whatever you want to call them. So essentially this is a way to plug a USB into one of your ports and then have a USB to console specific port. What's neat about that and why you would want to do that is it's a little bit better input latency, and also it will allow you to play NES Zapper games. So you'll be able to play your Duck Hunt, all of that on your CRT. You would be able to play Super Scope. You would be able to play like Lethal Enforcers on the Genesis with like the big old Justifier pistol and stuff. You'd be able to use all of that. And that is really cool because there's some awesome light gun games. And Mister Add-ons actually makes a passively cooled case. So the majority of your I/O boards are going to have built-in fans and heat sinks. So that way it keeps the core nice and cool, just like your computer. Because heat is the number one killer of electronics. So if you keep them cool, they're gonna last longer. So this actually will allow the case itself to dissipate heat. And if you know a little bit about like thermodynamics and engineering and stuff, aluminum makes for a really solid heat sink. I mean, it just absorbs the heat and transfers it so well. And that was actually a really, really smart idea on his part to do that. Unfortunately, he sold out because it's an awesome product. So, of course, it's going to sell out super quick. But he does offer a pre-configured bundle. So it comes with everything you need. Literally, you just install the stuff on the SD card, pop it in, you're good to go. He does have pre-configured bundles with no case for $370, or later on when the aluminum case comes back out, $455. So yeah, I think that is about like all the talking head portion of it. So why don't we... one more thing I want to touch on here. So if you're a little confused as to how to get the cores for your consoles, like on the SD card and all of that, it's super easy. Say if you want to install the Super Nintendo. So you'll click on that. It'll bring this up on the GitHub page. And it just literally tells you. It's like copy the RBF file to the root of the SD card. Put some ROMs in its own folder, you're good to go. So you would just literally go to releases, find the newest one, which was released 3 months ago, click it, drag it to the console's folder that's on the SD card, and then you would make a separate SNES folder and then put your ROMs, your homebrews, all that stuff in there. Again, pirating is very bad. Do not pirate. I am not condoning piracy. But you can definitely enjoy some good old games here. So, with all of that out of the way, now we can go to the actual like meat and potatoes of why you would do this in the first place. All right. So this is my Mister. Good morning, Mister. It's a little cut off because the title screen's not the right aspect ratio, but the game is, so we're good there. Anyway, you boot it up. This is pretty much the first thing you're going to see. In your options, you can remap your keyboard because remember there are some like computer stuff you can do on these. Joysticks, scripts. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you want to run a script, you can make a separate folder in there, run it from here, and it'll do it for you. You can see at the top the little Wi-Fi signal thing. I've got a Wi-Fi adapter. I've got Bluetooth hooked up. So it's showing I'm good to go there. And this is your general core menu. So as you can tell, I've got arcade games, and again, all of this, once you get it on here, you just choose whatever you want to play and play it. So if we go back, we got computer, console, other, and utility. You can do some different tests if you're worried something's a little funny. Other, you got like Flappy Bird and chess and like some really weird games. And then your console, this is where you would have all of your cores. So again, we've got Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, Lynx, like everything. There's so many awesome consoles here. So let's let's show some SNES. That looks a little funny, doesn't it? I think this is my SD card. It's a little wonky, but I promise you this is not the case. We'll do a cold reboot. You can do it in menu. Don't even have to cut anything off. Cut it back on. Bloop. Okay. SNES. Yay. All right. So we have a couple different menu things. The satellite games for the Super Famicom. You can put those on here. Play those as well. You have video region select. So if you're playing NTSC, PAL, all of that, it will make any changes you need. You can install cheats. So if you're a dirty cheater and you got to have cheat codes to be able to enjoy the game, hey, more power to you. You can do that. Let's see, audio, video. And again, each core has settings pretty close to this. So your aspect ratio, you can toggle between full screen, original. Your scan doubler fixes are basically going to be like a way to add scan lines, things like that. Your scale, you can change to scaling. Force 256 pixels, which is kind of a native resolution to the Super Nintendo, and some people would rather play like that so they can run something like a 5x scaler and just cut off barely any of the lines, and it'll look really good on a flat panel like TV or computer monitor. You have your blends, which, truth be told, I can't tell a massive difference between it. Stereo mix, and then hardware, you can enable the multi-tap, you can do super scope. So if you, honestly, if you have a mouse plugged into this, you can even use it as a super scope. Like, it's so crazy just how adaptive that the Mister project is. You can adjust CPU speed, and like I said, the sky's really the limit. There's pretty much anything you would want to do, you can do. Here you can, if you're using a different controller, you can map buttons, do things like that. If you're using, you can download scale filters, gamma correction, audio filters. Again, some of those are on the GitHub, and there's a little like subcategory about it, and it'll kind of walk you through, tell you what each filter is, if it's console specific, things like that. That's totally going to end up being personal preference. I would recommend just kind of like going through, like loading up a game, try a filter, see if you like it, try a different filter, and really it's just trial and error. But once you set it, you can just forget it. But anyway, we go back here, and now we can play some SNES or Super Famicom games. So one really, really cool Japanese game that I found is this. Oh, dang it, where is it? I got too many games. It's Kaizao Chounin Shibibin Man. Sorry if I butchered that. I don't speak Japanese, but this game is so much fun. Like, I've been playing this nonstop for like weeks now. Really, really awesome. All right. Turn my sound up so I can hear what's going on. And it just looks so good on a PVM. And I have gone and played like my actual Super Nintendo and then the Mister, and you can't tell the difference between the two. I mean, it's super on point. I'm sure if you like zoomed in and like really put it under a microscope, you could probably find a difference, but all right. So we got some bad guys, and they're doing bad guy things. And we're like, you know what? I got glowing shoulders and boxing gloves, so I'm gonna be a hero. So this game looks and plays very much like a Mega Man game. But it's like a Mega Man game and like a beat 'em up mixed together. And you like collect little things like game cassettes. But then you can like Hadouken if you hold down the punch button. And what I really like about this game is it's one of the few games where it's really just like two or three buttons. It's like you have your punch, you have your jump, and you have your movement. And that's it. Like, it's super basic. And again, this is what I'm talking about. It's like finding a whole new console that you never got to experience before. All right. I haven't beaten this game yet. I've come really close. Like, I've gotten to the final boss, but like, just haven't beaten him yet. Oh, I just realized something. Let me pause that, because this is not this blown out. That is my capture card. That looks a lot better. Cool. Still little blown out. Again, I threw this whole setup together in like 10 minutes. These guys kind of remind me of like, if you've ever played Mega Man Battle Network, there's like the little enemies that have the hard hats and the pickaxes. It's like them, but with legs. I don't know. Ooh, I'm almost dead. But this is very arcade style. Like, you have a set number of lives. I haven't figured out how to get extra lives. Okay, we got some jumping what looks like gumball machines. We got pickaxe guy. I found out if you get the water bottles, those are extra life. Or not life, but like heals you. Cool. And then the like big bottles automatically refill your life. Pew pew pew. Ah, he got me. Wait, I need my Super Famicom. Whoa, how'd I do that? Huh. Oh, geez. That guy always gets me. Boop, boop. So yeah, I'm just gonna play through the first level. I'm not gonna like bore you to death with the same game, but... And then we gotta fight Vector Man! Vector Man! So much like Mega Man. Alright, so if we load up another core, let's go with... Go with Master System. And again, you have very, very similar stuff you can set up here. Your scale options, borders, all that good stuff. Again, any core you can do a filter set on. And here you can play Game Gear or Sega Master System or SG. So let's go Game Gear. All right, what do we want to play? Where? I was getting ready to say California Games, but now I was like, wait a minute, that's Atari Lynx. I don't think that was on the Game Gear. Let's go Jungle Strike. And this plays in a very weird kind of aspect ratio here. But it looks really good on screen. Come on. If I paid attention, I would probably know what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm a helicopter. Let's see. Pew, pew, pew. It's like helicopter simulator. Olympus has fallen simulator. It looks like a bad guy's house. Oh, oops. Alright, and then Master System. Let's play. Where is it? Alex Kidd, The Last Stars.
Find the miracle ball.
That's cool. So we have movement, we have jump. Whoa. Whoa. You can't... What? Alright. So it's not like Mario. Ooh, got the speed boost. I can't get that. Yeah. Whoa, that's cool. Never played this game. This is really neat. I've played the Sega Genesis Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle, I believe. Oh. This is really cool. Alright, Mr. Birdies. Get out the way! I got... Ah! Oh, what? Whew. Did I do good? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Find the miracle ball.
Find the miracle ball. Ah! Ooh. Whew. That was almost oh, fell right off. Okay. Hey. Jump. no, found the same spot. All right, let's go to Atari 2600. Let's see. Go with some good old River Raid. Whoops. Oh, I see. Dang it. How do I go the other way? Ah, I can't go left. I gotta configure the controls. Right, left, down, up, fire. Come on now. No. Haha. Oh. Oops. I guess I gotta shoot the bridge. They're really lenient with the fuel in the beginning. Oh, I didn't hit the button fast enough. Woohoo! Man, these Atari games are hard. Oh. Ow, my eyes. Insert seizure warning. Loved River Raid better when I was good at it. Replayed it recently. Like Sonic much harder than I remember. Yeah, pretty much. It is cool that you can like switch from black and white on the fly though. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's try 7800. Got the rainbow stuff going on. Like, I know this was probably the best console port of Centipede. This is another arcade cab that was like at the daycare I grew up in. Hey, stop eating my cover. I'm a really bad shot. Hey, hey. Oh. Dang it. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's try Dark Chambers. Oh, that's like super loud. Cut that down. One player. Level A. I've heard about this game. This is super rad. Woo. Die already! I feel like the 7800 is a little bit of a underrated console. Like, I think people just had such a bad taste in their mouth after the 2600 that, like, they weren't really willing to give this the proper try. But there are a lot of really cool games on it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's go around here. I see a key. So I'm definitely going to need that key to open that door. Looks like it's going to be a total mess up here. Go away. I don't like you. I don't like you. Ah! Is that a pistol? Oh, jeez. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let me out here. Whew. All right, I see some health up there. Okay. Is that an apple or a cherry bomb? Okay. Go down and around. I really, really need that health. Ha ha ha. Got the shield. Nope. That looks like a ladder. But I can't go down it. Huh. It is a little weird that you just like get a Glock. It's like, it's dangerous to go alone. Please take this Glock. Okay. mean Atari 5200 that sold 1 million units. 78 was just released at a bad time after the NES. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it was the 5200 that killed Atari. I still think it was the 2600 because it was much like the Wii where it just had so much bloatware. That's what really did Atari in because there was really no value to it because they were pumping out games left and right and there was like no quality control. And no, I do not believe E.T. is what killed Atari. I think E.T. was just one of the last straws that broke the camel's back. Whew, health. Whoa. Good to know. Alright, let's retry this. Actually, not retry. Oh man, I'm so brain dead. Alright, here I am gonna give you a seizure warning because this is bad. Wait, what? Huh? Apparently they fixed it. Never mind. This used to just like flash. All right, let's go for some. Do 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 do. What is looking good? Ooh, I know what I want to play. Where do 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 do. I need to go down. That's what it is. Start. No. Where is it? I know I've got it because I played it the other night. The mindset that built ET killed Atari. IRC is coded in 6 weeks. Yeah, which is ridiculous. Like, that is such a stupid timeline to put a worker in. I feel really bad for the guy. I do. Because he got a pretty nasty rap from it. Ah, there we go. I'm not gonna lie, there's part of me that really wishes that I was born in a time where I could have worked at Atari because it sounded absolutely crazy. Like they had like hot tubs at work. They were high as a kite all the time, drinking all the time. It sounded like such more like a college fraternity than an actual place of employment. Again, I cannot read anything this says. Oops, didn't want to do that. Stop! If only I could read Japanese! Oh, I remember how to attack now. There we go. Yeah, this is a fun little game. Whoops. Oh, jeez. Okay. We're good. Alright, so I gotta go up. Actually, I'm not feeling this game. I was talking about Mega Man Battle Network earlier. Which, by the way, Game Boy Advance games look stellar on a PVM. It looks so good. Got his pet. Mega Man EXE. Good morning. I don't care. Land, what are you doing? I just want to get to the gameplay. It's the only bad thing about some of these Game Boy games. They hold your hand really bad at the beginning. Like really, really bad. Ah, there we go. I accidentally hit the turbo button on my controller. Bong, bing, bong. Turn that up a little bit so y'all can enjoy it. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, those are the chips you can use. Attack rating, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Come on, I just want to fight. So yeah, you have like a regular attack. Wait. There we go. Yay, we win. Come on. Wait, if I... Oh, it doesn't work as good as I thought it would. I was seeing if I could be a total cheapskate and just turbo my way out. Ha ha ha. I win. Let's see, I'll use that. That should be good. Good job. I want to fight the bully. Got him. I got mail. How do I look at... Okay. I guess I don't need to look at my mail. Check in megaman.exe transmit. Alright. Let's take a look. Let's do some Mega CD. Whoops. Oh yeah. Insert disc. Final Fight CD. Oh yeah. Go easy with lots of lives because I'm not good. Oh, we can get all 3 characters in this game. You could only get you could get Hager and you could get Cody, but you couldn't get Guy in the Super Nintendo version. I see they also didn't censor what's on the door. Come here, Bread. And Jay. Such tough street gang member names. I can't remember. Did they... Was it the Super Nintendo version that they censored Poison in? Poison, or yeah, I think that's her name. Because it was like super controversial because in the manual they said that she was a transvestite. So it was like, oh no, that's terrible for the kids in the early 90s. So they like changed her name. But in the original game and I think the arcade, it was still Poison or Talk. I can't remember her name. Stop hitting me! I pick up the pipe, I throw the pipe down. Thrasher. Come here. Whoops. Dang it. See, Roxy. That's not her, though. Same sprite, just not her. Hey! Thrasher's comrade took him out. Alright, let's take a look at some turbo graphics. So... Ooh, I know. I know what I want to play. Newtopia. Poison and Roxy went from female Japanese to male in North America. Okay, yeah. I didn't realize it was Roxy as well. I thought it was just Poison. I think in the instruction manual it even went as far as to say like something along the lines of like she can fool everyone because she can tuck everything in. Like, dang. Getting very specific. So, Newtopia was basically TurboGrafx answer to Legend of Zelda. So it plays very, very similar. Come on. Use this compass, blah, blah, blah. Power and wisdom, ancestors. I mean, it is strikingly similar to Legend of Zelda. Okay. Take this valuable book of revival. me turn that up a little bit. There you go. Can I go in the fireplace? Is there anything in here? There are often rooms that cannot easily be seen. Yeah, kind of going back to Final Fight and just how like crazy some of the localization stuff can be. Kind of reminds me of Night Trap and how the original idea started out as vampires, like attacking this house, and you have to like defeat the vampires. And North America is just like, no, vampires are too violent. They suck blood, and like that's gonna scare the kids, and we can't have that. So it's like, alright, so instead of just directly sucking blood, why don't you just have these machines, and we'll call the vampires augers, and they'll like stab you with the machine and suck your blood out that way. And it's just like, how did you even think that was any better than a vampire biting you on the neck? Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, man. I mean, it's funny. Like, some stuff you can kind of see, you know, given the time frame or the era of time, and some of the stuff like that, like with Chrono Trigger, how you have a soda drinking contest instead of a beer drinking contest. But I mean, some of this stuff just gets a little out of hand. Alright, let's reset the console and wait, no. No. Insert CD. Castlevania Rondo of Blood. Yeah, the Mister just has so many consoles and so many different just ways to enjoy games. I love this.
Vor langer Zeit lebten die Menschen glücklich und zufrieden. Niemand bemerkte den Schatten, der sich langsam über ihnen ausbreitete. Die Dunkelheit trübte ihre Sinne und das Böse fraß sich tief in ihre Seelen. Vom Wahnsinn getrieben schmiedeten sie einen Pakt mit dem Teufel. Zu später Stunde kamen sie zusammen, um gemeinsam die Mächte der Finsternis mit ihrem sündigen Blut zu rufen. Sie zu erlösen von ihrer sterblichen Existenz, dem Anbeginn einer neuen Welt vor Augen.
Seizure warning.
Und so begab es
Sorry.
sich, dass nach 100 Jahren das Böse
That one's not as bad as some.
Als unsterbliches Geschöpf der Nacht kann es die Gestalt des Wolfs, der Fledermaus oder des Nebels annehmen. Es labt sich am Blut der Menschen. Dracula Der Fürst der Finsternis,
Dracula.
Herr des Teufelsschlosses, ist auferstanden.
Castlevania, Rondo of Blood. Sound test. Cool. I love the CD audio. So good. Oh man, it's Ryu. Hit him with your Hadouken. I want a purple castle now. I will take any kind of castle. Although I'm sure owning a castle in reality probably sucks. Because you know it's going to be covered under some like historical something or another. So you're not going to be able to do anything. Oh, I jumped right into that shot. Okay. Ooh! No, move! Dang it, man. Oh, I can hit it! Sometimes I'm good at video games, a lot of times I'm not. Whoa! What? Oh, I hate fights like that. Oh, let me cut this back up. Whoa! No, don't jump right into the guy. Oh. I swear I've played this game before, but like, this is feeling so new. Ah! No! Stop hitting me with barrels! Do a barrel roll! Oh, we got skeleton ninjas! The one used for Downton Abbey, basically, the show paid for a new roof. What? That's crazy. Oh. Yeah, like, if a castle doesn't have plumbing in it, I wonder if you would be allowed to install plumbing. Like, it's just little dumb creature comforts like that that kind of make you wonder. Dang, man. I'm getting my butt kicked, and this guy should not be this hard. There we go. Yeah, like, same thing with electricity. I wonder if, like, you'd be able to run in-wall electricity, or if you'd be limited to just doing, like, conduit on the walls. Oops. I like how it just turned into red mist. It's like he punched me so hard I evaporated. My worst enemy. A giant rock golem thing. Woo. Dang. Alright, no more of those dudes, please. I thought the game was broken for a second. Nope, it's just CD load times. I got no health. And I got a boss. It's Ridley! Hey! Stop it. Bad dragon. Bad dragon. Oops. Alright. Try this again. That is cool that you can see it flying in the background. No, had an electrician friend from UK. Basically, many of the homes were conduit. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was kind of wondering how that worked. Because that would just suck. It's like, no, you can't put in electricity. You just paid millions of dollars for this castle, but no electricity for you. Whoa, that's a cool attack. Ah! Haha. Alright, so when the talons move, that's my visual cue. So he's gonna swoop. Haha. Figured him out. Oh, jeez. Dang it. Did he just get a little lower? Ooh. Oh, jeez. Nope, didn't get that one. Whew. Oh, it is so close to being dead. And so am I. Oh. I gotta at least beat the dragon. Dinner of Flames. Okay, this should be a lot easier, because I kind of know... No more talking. I should have known that was going to happen. Oh, it should be. Speaking of magic lightning, how did your imposed darkness... yeah, last week, what a crap show. It was awful. So, we had some really bad windstorms kind of roll through the area. And my house was built in like the mid 60s. So, my stuff is above ground. Well, Appalachian Power, who does all of the like power for the area, most of it's still really old infrastructure. So you get a little bit of wind, you know, power flickers. Like we get brownouts, we get, you know, blackouts for 15 seconds, like quite often. And last week, that really bad windstorm came in and it completely like knocked out the power in the area. And I called AEP and it was bad enough to where they're just like, yeah, there's so much damage, we don't even know where it's all at. So anyway, I tried being suave because I noticed that the little breaker that's on our power pole was flipped down. So I was like, oh, all of our neighbors have power except for me. That sucks. So I called AEP and I'm like, look, I've got to sleep with a CPAP machine. I can't breathe at night. Is there any way I can try to get this expedited? And they're like, no. Like, there's just so much like damage to the infrastructure. We can't guarantee when we're gonna get out to fix your power. And I'm like, well, I see the breaker on the poles flipped. I was just playing dumb redneck at this point. I'm like, I see where the breaker's flipped on the pole. I got a long wooden rod. I can probably use it to flip that breaker and I won't get electrocuted. And they're like, sir, please don't touch that pole. I'm like, no, I think I can do it. And they're like, no, don't. We don't care if you think you can do it, just don't do it. I didn't get anywhere. I was not fooling anyone apparently. So, anyway, long story short, power was out almost like 24 hours. It sucked because it started midday or late evening the day before, and it didn't get fixed until like the following day. Ooh. Okay. Ah, dang it. Now that I know how to use these axes, this makes this fight a whole lot easier. Got him! Ooh, we got disco ball. Stage clear. Oh, jeez. My wife's texting me. I got distracted. Okay. Okay, that's some cool looking rain. Oh, there's a raven. Go away! I don't like you. Yeah, if this was just hooked up to the PVM and I couldn't see it, I would totally think I'm just playing this on, you know, PC Engine. And also if I was holding an actual, like, controller from a TurboGrafx. Come on. Oh, dang it. Yes, jump into the bird. That's what I wanted to do. Oops. Man, that's brutal when you die. It's pretty hardcore stuff. Dang it. Hey, I hit that bird. Come here. Cool. Got him. Oh, he's got boomerang axes. What the heck? Oh, right. Okay, so I think that's where I'm gonna call it quits tonight, but again, this is not any sort of sponsored product. I bought all this stuff with my own money, but I seriously could not recommend like going out and getting a Mister for yourself. These things are so awesome. And like I've got mine hooked up to like a little teeny tiny screen and like a battery bank. So I can just take mine with me wherever I go and play games. It's super cool. But yeah, be sure to check out Mister Add-ons, do your own research, look up just different reviews and things. Like there's a lot of really good tutorials out there, and they'll show you the in and outs. They'll show you like different settings you'll have to tweak. But overall, it's a super solid experience, and it's been a game changer for me. Like when I was, I haven't speedrun Super Mario World in a while, but basically this is how I would practice. Like I would just take this to work, or in the bed with me, do a few practice runs of Super Mario World, and like I didn't have to sit there and cut the console on, cut the PVM on, like, and do my warm up here. I could do it wherever I was, and it made it very convenient. But yeah, so that was my little mini look at the Mister FPGA project. I'll probably do some more like in-depth videos in the future. But I just kind of wanted to take a little bit and show you what's up with it. And yeah, so thank you all for coming out, hanging out, chatting with me. And I will see you all in the next video. See ya.